Hi, I'm David Norris, and I'm serving up the perfect podcast, Pompey Platter with Russ, Daz and Haz. Play up, Pompey!
Murphy scores! A magnificent goal! That's just wonderful from Josh Murphy! Shaughnessy, great saving! Shaughnessy at the near post! Chance for Colby Bishop over the goalkeeper, off the post and into the back of the net! Colby Bishop! Lang's got his fourth! A fourth for Callum Lang!
Hello and everyone, welcome to the Pompey Platter podcast, season 2, episode 10, A Tale of Two Halves. I'm joined solely tonight by Haz, as Daz is not feeling well today. How you doing, Haz?
I'm not too bad. My voice has seen better days. You can probably guess why.
Probably showering a certain John Swift, like me last night.
Not just John.
No, to be fair. Right, so we got 2 games to cover, the Ipswich and the Watford game. And then we look ahead to the Middlesbrough game. We won't have Daz's segment, and there's no point doing Taskmaster either. What I had was lined up for 2. We can't really do it with 1. So then we just have Haz's Who Am I and Any Other Business. Is that right with you, Haz?
That is absolutely fine by me.
And with two games to talk about, I suppose cutting some things out won't be too bad, so we don't go on and on and on forever. Right, should we kick off with the Ipswich game? Should we start off with the lineup? What did you make of it, Haz?
I think there was a few surprises. Obviously, mostly the goalkeeper, which I think a lot of the fans were calling for. But bearing in mind what Messino had said in the build-up in his presser before, it was a bit of a shock. Maybe I think Killett probably deserved at least one more game. I don't think he was awful. But football's football. It's not a nice sport in that way. It's a mean sport, and you have to suck it up and deal with it.
The one thing to say on it is, I suppose they see him after the game in training, and maybe they just noticed that maybe Killett said was down. We don't know, do we?
Well, this is it, and
that'd be nice going online and seeing everyone slating you. So
no, exactly. It's not going to be enjoyable. But I did think he deserved another match. But it's the call that Messino's paid for to make. And I don't think Bersic came on. He didn't particularly do anything wrong. He wasn't at fault for either of the 2 goals that day. I think it was kind of expected LaRue would come in. It was needed. Again, Swift dropping out was also probably needed. We'll get onto that. The one that probably surprised the most was probably seeing Kosnovsky on the wing, which he definitely looked like a midfielder playing out of position, didn't he?
he did, but he definitely there's definitely a player there. I do like I kind of, especially sort of second half, quite enjoyed what he has to offer on the ball. But you're right, he looked like a bit of a fish out of water.
I don't think that's just anyone naturally playing out of position, unless you've got a Terry Devlin who can just play where he wants.
Exactly.
It's unusual you find someone of that can do that. And is it his first start in the league? Was it?
Yep.
So it's his first. Holy shit! Breaking news. Josh Murphy's just signed a new deal.
Is he? Before you were about to say Josh Murphy's out for the season then.
No, it's even better than that. Hang on, let's quickly get this up. We'll carry on. Yeah, Kosnovsky, he looked like someone
Yeah, he is. Quality.
out of position. But I'll tell you what, that's some breaking news there, boys. Or just boy, as it's just you, Russ.
Yeah, well, and the listeners.
Till 2028.
That is
That's massive.
Well, he looks well on the pictures. Let's hopefully he's on the pitch on Saturday.
That's a really big thing for us. Getting that done. You know, he was out of contract at the end of the year. He might be he's 30 now, but we got just getting them contracts done, isn't it?
Was he out at the end of the year? I thought he had 2 years. Well, a year and a half left.
He only signed a 2-year deal, didn't he? Or was it a 3-year deal?
I'm not sure. Carry on talking. I'll do some fact checking.
Yeah, it looked like Kozlowski was out of position, but you could see that he was willing, he was trying. He did some good things, but at the end of the day, it also shows what Messino thinks of what the other options he has, although limited at the minute with the amount of wingers we don't have. But it shows where he is with Bianchini. And I think it showed where he was with Bianchini again last night as well.
Sorry, just to interrupt you. It was a 3-year contract, which includes a additional 12 months. That was his initial deal.
Okay.
So technically,
He's just got a big old pay rise, really, isn't he?
Yeah, keep him at the club.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, it shows where Bianchini's at from the fact he's starting a player out of position, similar to last season when he was playing Pack in centre half instead of Towler. And again,
that's why.
say that again, mate. Sorry.
I said it's because Bianchini's fucking awful. That's why.
Yeah, he is, but it's still the fact that he's playing someone out of position over someone who's naturally there. And I think
were you surprised that if that was the route that Devlin has played there even a few times as a sub, that maybe he wasn't given the go ahead?
Potentially, we haven't really seen a lot of Devlin this year, though, have we?
No, just sort of here and there as subs.
We obviously saw him last night, and that was a bit of a. I know we'll get onto that. There was a bit of an odd sub to make. The only thing I could think of last night was the fact it was Williams couldn't survive 90 minutes. But going back to the Ipswich, I didn't think they were that great, but they didn't have to be, because that first half, we were just dog. We were so bad.
Well, I thought we started to pick up just before they scored the second goal. Yang should have scored for on goal.
He should have scored that. He was kind of in two minds, wasn't he? Whether to bend it round or
smash it,
or try and smash it or chip it. And by the time he decided what he was doing, a keeper of Alex Palmer's quality is going to come out and get it.
Yeah, it just felt like all of a sudden we were getting in the game. We started getting at their goalkeeper a bit, making him a bit nervous with his feet, and then and so I felt Sega's started to influence the game a little bit, and seeing him in the middle, you can see what quality he has. And then unfortunately they then went up and made it 2-0. But going back to the first goal, great goal. It's one of them like well done. But I don't know how you feel. I feel like Swanson probably should have done better in that situation.
Potentially, but when you're up against a player of that ilk,
don't let them cut in on their
yeah, shot, definitely. It was like he did it recently. It was against Sheffield United. He did pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
So he should have seen that, and the club should have seen that. But it's a player of that quality is gonna be able to come out with that kind of, and that kind of felt what the game was really, because it wasn't. They didn't show a lot of quality, but they've got the players that can just turn it.
I felt watching that goal it wasn't like he did this like if he did Swanson went up and then he did a mad skill or mad bit of dribbling and got away from him and did that, you'd go, fair play, well done, clap your hands. It just felt like Swanson just allowed him to shift it onto his right foot and bend it in without any sort of pressure, challenge, And Swanson again is just showing for me that he's just not consistent. He'll be insane 1 minute and poor the next. And this is his fourth season with us now.
Yes.
Like, he should have nailed down the right. He should be our right back. Like, it shouldn't even be a question. Like, Ogilvy's the left back. I mean, like, it shouldn't even come to your mind. Swanson starts, but we're still, all of a sudden Williams comes back in, and it's a shame because he's such a good player, but the consistency isn't there, in my opinion. I don't know how you feel.
No, and I think part of that's down to injury, isn't it? Why he hasn't nailed down that right back spot over the last few years. Obviously, when we got promoted, Rafferty seemed to have that nailed down. Obviously, Zach had that stomach issue. He had some personal issues where he was away from the club for a bit. It just seems like things haven't quite aligned for him to be able to get that nailed down. But at the same time, we've got 3 players that can all play there. To me, it doesn't actually matter who we start at right back. They're all different. They all do different things, but it's more of probably a game by game basis on who starts because they're all on their day. They're all starting Championship right backs. So I feel like it doesn't matter who starts because they're probably all on a similar par. But you would like one of them to be able to nail down that spot and make it their own.
Yeah, and I just find it frustrating for Swanson because not love him, that's the wrong word, but I really want it. If you said to me, pick one to be your right back and they're consistent, he would be the one I'd pick. But I just thought he had such a poor game Saturday, and it's just baffling how he does this. Like he is definitely a up and down sort of player. He can look like in top end Championship, sometimes Premier. You think he's what he did at Spurs and against people like the Peterborough wingers and at the time, and what he did against Scum the other week. And then I'm not saying that obviously I can't think of the player's name. The winger that he was up against is very good, but he just I don't know. It just
It's just
was
but none of the right backs are consistent though.
no, they're not.
None of them are consistent in performance. None of them are
Is that
consistent
worry?
staying
Is that
fit. Sorry,
is that?
say that again.
I was just saying, is that worry is a concern? Because in football, you normally generally want a settled back four. You don't really want to change your back four unless you have to. That's normally your four that you don't touch unless there's injuries or suspensions. Whereas, with the right back situation, we know if all fit, Paul, Shotnessy, and Ogilvy is your back, 3 of your 4. But how one of them hasn't yet made it their own, I don't know if it's something worth exploring, not necessarily now, but in the future of finding a better right back or a more consistent right back. But maybe that's for another podcast. But just and then moving on from that, going on to the second goal. For again, Swanson, Paul with it. I even thought Regan Paul was completely done. He was the one looking at Hurst and then completely lost him, and just
Yeah,
allowed the simple tapping.
yeah, and I mean it was probably almost inevitable that that George Hurst was going to score. He had a chance earlier on which he should have absolutely buried. And you kind of go, right, you're 1-0 down away from home to Ipswich. If you can get to half time, it's not awful. But conceding that second goal just before half time, kind of with the quality that they've got, especially you look at the players that they can bring off the bench that they did. You got Marcelino Nunes, Jack Clark, their new striker, Azon. He's cost like a good 10 million or so. They've got the players to be able to see it out. And if you're going 1-0, they've still got a chance. But obviously, we scored right at the end. So it was kind of too little too late anyway. I'm a bit torn on the game, to be honest, because some of me thinks so part of it we stunk the place out. and we didn't have to be very good, or Ipswich didn't have to be very good for us to be good. But the other part of me thinks we were last season, we'd have sunk, we'd have just gone downhill, and it'd have been 5 or 6 like Stoke and West Brom. We managed to keep in the game, admittedly in the second half. Some of that was to do with Ipswich being happy at 2-0 and kind of dropping off, and that's where when Marlon Pack came on, that's where he was allowed to be so effective. But we went away to a recently relegated Premier League team and stayed in the game and only lost 2-1.
And missing key players as well.
Missing obviously Chaplin's not there, Lang's not there, Murphy's not there, Nico's not there. We're on to our third goalkeeper already, and we haven't even played 10 games yet, or we might have done now. But to lose 2-1, it's not an awful result.
Yeah, and I was quite surprised. I don't know Twitter is Twitter, but there was quite a bit of a meltdown about it on Saturday, and I really couldn't understand it. You're playing a team that's just been relegated from the Premier League that's still got a very good squad, and I know they've started poorly, but you would expect them to get better. And when we were missing key players, like we just said, and everyone was acting like it's a game we should have won or should have got a point out of, and even though before the game everyone went, "Oh, it's an easy win for Ipswich," and then the same person would then be moaning that we lost 2-1. I came away with thinking, you know what, I'll take that in a weird way.
Well, yeah, again, as I said, it wasn't awful, was it?
No, it was probably might have been slightly better than what I was expecting before the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Shall we ask Miltos what he thought?
Yeah, if you want, yeah, bring him on.
Good evening, guys. First of all,
Evening.
Disappointing, obviously, to lose to Ipswich in a game. However, that, let's be honest, I don't think many of us expected anything out of either way. Ipswich are a great side. They've got some really good players for this level and beyond. And like you guys said, this was the type of game and the type of performance that maybe last season we would have completely rolled over, we would have been completely blown away, 4-0, 5-0. However, we managed to still be in the game come second half, where I thought we were improved, and we managed to get a consolation goal in the end with Marlon, which is better than nothing, I suppose. But look, I think these are the sort of games that don't define you as a team. Ipswich are a team years ahead of us in terms of their depth that they've got, the players that they can bring off the bench. You saw Drayden Philogene score that beauty of a goal in the opening minutes. He was literally playing in the Champions League last season. So that in itself speaks volumes on the difference, on the gap between the two sides. Ultimately, a disappointing game, but like I said, these aren't the sort of games that define who you are, and it's about how you bounce back from a defeat like that.
Yeah, it's one of them where you go, as fans, obviously you hope the players are going there to win. It's one of them where you just hope something goes in your favour, and you're able to get something out of it. But as we alluded to a couple of times already, a year ago we definitely would have, probably would have crumbled and lost by a lot more. So, did either of you? What do you think of Josh Knight's performance against Ipswich?
I thought he played all right. I thought he managed to adjust to his role quite well. And I think the thing with Josh Knight, now that Connor Stockness is injured and His spot on the team pretty much looks nailed on at the minute. I think their partnership, will get better over time. I thought he looked comfortable, had some really good beats with the ball on his feet, and I think he can only get better from here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think when you lose the likes of Shaughnessy, it's not you kind of worry, and it's where we were last year. Obviously, when we lost Regan and we lost Shaughnessy, and we had kind of no one at points. We kind of I kind of said I don't know why we brought Josh Knight in when we didn't I, in our group chat?
yeah,
And I was thinking it's a bit bizarre, but I'll take my whole hands up, and I was wrong. I'm very glad we did. And that's nothing to, sorry, I'll get my words out. Nothing to Matthews or to Bowat behind, but it just brings that little bit more experience, because obviously Matthews and Bowat aren't very experienced in senior football, or not in this country anyway. So it brings that kind of seniority still, and you're not losing that. And so far, he's shown he's a championship centre half.
yeah. Well, he's definitely looked quality to me. As you said, there seems to be no worry at all at the moment. Defensively, is in like the missing of Shaughnessy, which is comforting. We had a horrific year last year, and it was until Atkinson come along and Shaughnessy came back, and then he got injured again. And it was just until we sort of ended on Paul and Atkinson. It was a nightmare for a long time. So, and now even if something happened to Paul and Knight, Matthews has looked comfortable when he's come on. That it's just nice to have that bit of depth. Maybe the only worrying thing slightly is, talking of depth, is maybe the attacking depth. Or at least maybe not the depth of it, but just how many attacking players we just seem to be down at the moment. Is that a concern?
Um, well, yeah, because you need players available. You think of even yesterday. Obviously, Waddingham's out. Mackenzie Kirk, I don't know if he's injured or if he wasn't selected. So you're basically stuck with Bishop up front. If he got, I know people were slating him again, and I think it's absolutely bizarre, because there's only so much a striker can do when he's completely starved of any lack of service. And there's no one feeding him. You've got Lang and Murphy that are normally those ones that link it up really well, and they're not there. You've got Segacic and Yang and Chaplin. They're all new to the squad, still relatively new to the squad, and are still probably getting used to how he plays. So we had a bit more attacking depth this week. Now that Yang was back, or now Yang is back, you have got Bianchini, even though he's not the flavour at the minute. But once, hopefully, Murphy's injury isn't long, it's Massino said today, it's a day by day, week by week basis.
Give me Tom Lowry vibes. Do you remember
Yeah,
every week
but
where
whether he's just hiding the truth a bit, or whether that is the case, we don't know.
I do fear a little bit once the international break comes, the truth will come out.
Well, we just have to wait and see with that, really, won't we? But I mean, I think the problem is when you have the players of Lang and Murphy, we just think of how good they were last year, and naturally the players behind aren't going to be as good. But because the players that we had were so good, there is a bigger drop off than what we'd probably like. For me, Bianchini's not cutting it at the minute. Again, it's similar to Sammy Silvera, as in another Championship side is willing to loan you one of their players. It's a bit bizarre. He's looked better than Silvera has.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
He does look a bit all fart no poo, whereas Silvera couldn't even fart. So I think Yang deserves a bit more time. You've got to remember he only arrived in England in January. He got shipped straight out to QPR, then went back to Spurs, went on the tour of Korea with Spurs, and then arrived here. He hasn't really had any time to settle anywhere. So
He's definitely looked more like, even even against Ipswich, he just he looks a better player than Biagini.
Yeah, and he's definitely, especially after that game, that first half, last night, he was immense. And if he'd stayed on the pitch longer, he'd probably been man of the match, along with Marlon. But we just need to get some people fit. We need, obviously, Ipswich looked worse as well because obviously Chaplin wasn't eligible to play. We need to find a way to get Chaplin and Segatic to be able to play together and be more effective. Because currently, obviously, we need Yang on the left without Murphy.
Do you not find it odd? So, moving to last night's game, I was shocked when I saw the line-up and Swift was starting. I don't get why you're shoehorning your possibly best Cam, or him also. It's like, why are you playing Swift there and then playing Chaplin wide? It didn't make any sense to me at all. If you're gonna do it, well, I don't even think there is. If you're gonna do it, why is Swift playing? Full stop. There was no need for him to play. Chaplin didn't play the weekend, so there was no need. If you wanted to drop Seggers, or if he wanted to play Chaplin out wide, well, why don't we just keep Kosneski in and put him in the can, put him where he plays? I just found it baffling, and he was fucking awful again. That's twice in a row where he's just fucked me off. He's just. I said it when we did the transfer thing. I think for the season side, he's the one I doubt, and my doubt's starting to feel like it's coming to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, I think he probably wanted to see him back as the 10 rather than playing that deeper role, which was probably, I mean, it is the right call to play him in a more natural position. Marlon deserved to start instantly from that impact against Ipswich. He deserved to be starting. I can see maybe it was good probably to drop Segatic just to kind of keep him on his toes, to kind of maybe think, you're not undroppable.
No issue with dropping Seggers. It was more of who we brought in.
No, I know. I'm kind of getting my way. I'm working my way to it. The only thing I could think of is he still wanted to get Swift in to actually play him in his natural position. It was pretty bad. It wasn't. I mean, he literally passed Watford the ball for their first goal, and I'm not really sure how he managed to stay on. When Chaplin came off and not Swift, it did surprise me. But I think the main one was the fact that, again, it says a lot about Bianchini, is the fact that he'd rather keep Swift, who's having an absolute stinker, he'd rather keep him on the pitch than bring on Bianchini.
Yeah.
No matter how bad Swift was, he still would rather have him there than have another winger.
When we had Seggers and who did we bring on at the same time? I can't think. We brought Seggers on with someone else, didn't we?
I've got it in front of me. Blair.
So in my head, I was thinking, okay, Seggers on for Swift, and then either, well, you could see Yang was starting to, he was done. He was knackered.
Yeah.
So you thought Blair on for Yang. Fine, perfect. Whether you put Seggers out wide and bring Chapman back in the middle, we had this discussion before last week where, even if certain players are stinking the place out, when you got the likes of Chaplin and Segasic, they just play, in my opinion. You just don't take them off. You'd never see Liverpool take Salah off because he's having a bad game or whatever, because they're just the sort of player that can just go bang. I mean, look at Seggers last night.
Yeah, exactly.
Another quality goal. Do you know what I mean? And it's something that I don't think. I sort of said a bit last night, and I'm not saying we want to get rid of him and blah blah blah. I love the bloke, but I felt the last 3 games. I think the person who's escaping the most criticism is Messino himself, and I know you're a big lover, but I do think the finger has to be pointed at him for some of the ways we've sort of been playing. The subs have been a bit weird, which is not like him. He normally is pretty, but I'll never question his subs. But the last sort of 2-3 games, I've been like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. I think there is a piece of still a little bit of naivety. I don't know. He's still only, what's this, his 3rd season of full football. He's still pretty inexperienced. And I think after last year, where we switched the way we played, I think he wanted to kind of revert back to it. But I don't think that's working. The high press was so effective of how we played, especially at home last year. I can get why he's changed because teams kind of got used to it. But the way that we've changed too isn't as effective.
Yeah, it's just not clicking, is
No,
it?
it's not, and I think part of that is down to the people that are missing. We're on our 3rd keeper of the season already. Your main winger, one of your 2 main attackers from last year are out injured. Your first choice keeper's out injured. One of your first choice centre halves is now out injured. I think some of it is down on that, but also you would expect them to be better at it. Like who's coming in, I would fully expect them to be better and to be knowing. I think it's a mixture of a bit of everyone. Like it's a mixture of Moose's got maybe the selection wrong, or maybe he's got the subs wrong, but it's also down to the people that are then back up not doing enough, and whether that's confidence or they're just not good enough. Something's got to change. I mean, I know a lot. I don't see him changing formation. He's pretty much stuck with a 4 at the back the whole time. But was it one game? Was it Fleetwood away? He went to a 3 at the back
I
when we
think
won
so,
the league.
yeah. But one that forced, if I remember
I don't know.
rightly.
He started 3 at the back, didn't he?
I'm trying to remember. Did we have no Ogilvy, no Rafferty, for some
Yeah,
reason?
because Towler came in and played that one game.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to want to deviate from the 40 with a 4-3-3 or 4-3-2-1. It's just maybe you don't need to change the formation. It's just the application of it, and maybe we do need to go back to that high intensity, high pressing style of football. Certainly at home, away from home, try and shut up shop and just don't get whooped like we did last year.
Away from home until Ipswich, the form away was fine. It's the, even Ipswich still, it's not the worst result in the world. It's the home performances. Like I said to my dad after the game, like, I just want to be a bit entertained. Like, it's been shit. It's been boring. It's been all right. The first half yesterday was better, but I'm talking for, you come away like, not even if it was like it was a 2-2 draw. We came back to score the second goal, but you didn't feel.
It still
You
felt
just sort of felt at the end.
like a loss, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think like our next 3 home games.
Next like 4 or 5 games, isn't it?
So our next home game is obviously Middlesbrough, who are top of the league, unbeaten. Then we've got the international break. Then we've got Leicester away. Then we've got Coventry at home, who are second, and then we've got Stoke at home, who are third. So it's not going to get any easier at all. The fact that,
Do you think they're the sort of teams that will maybe go back to the high pressing?
it wouldn't surprise me. It would be ever so Pompey to drop points against Watford and then go and beat Middlesbrough, who are unbeaten. Middlesbrough, yes, they're top of the league and they're unbeaten, but they've I don't think they've kept a clean sheet. I think they might have only kept like 1-2 clean sheets, which is unusual for a. But I don't know. It's got to change, and it's bizarre. It's like swapped, doesn't it? Our home and away from last year.
Yeah, but I do feel like it's just a bit. Well, I feel like once we figure things out, it will get better. It has to. Do you mean like?
Yeah, I feel like
We've been so poor at home that can it get any worse? Do you know what I mean?
it can.
It can.
I just feel like it's a mixture of a bit of so many little pieces that's kind of all come together, and is why we're not doing so good. We had such a good start to the season. Beating Oxford away. After that after the Preston game and after the Scum game, we were thinking, here we are. That's a good start. Way better. Then Sheffield Wednesday was the most disappointing one. Ipswich, again, as we said. But then it's that, again, 1 point out of 4 out of Sheffield Wednesday and Watford at home. I'd be expected to pick up more than 1 point.
Yeah, you are. 4 would have been probably acceptable. And then obviously, I'd said probably 6 was probably to be expected before. I mean, but I don't know. Just it's just a bit of a worry, but not panic. Which it seems like again, I just can't be asked for Twitter at the moment.
If it was our full first team that were all fit, and this was what we were getting, yes, I would be worried. But we've got 5 key players that are out injured. I'm not worried at all.
No,
we've got to have people like Yang stepped up yesterday. You've got to have people like him. You've got Chaplin and Segatic. They both need to step up a bit more in the absence of Murphy and Lang.
Which Seggers did yesterday.
Which he did yesterday, which is what we need.
And I thought, I was surprised when you said in the group chat that Blair was getting some flack, because I thought he come on and done really well.
Yeah, I mean, look, the guy he hasn't played football in 5 months. He last played when he got that tackle against him, against Hull. He hasn't played since then. He's done his hamstring. He's had to have surgery. He's clearly going to be a bit cautious. The fact that he managed to play 35 minutes is fucking brilliant. He's still a kid. He's not. If that was an experienced player coming back from a hamstring, they've been there, done it. They've got the t-shirt. They know how to deal with it. He's still only young. It's probably his first real serious injury. And
he was going up against a hell of a, like, that right back was fast, strong.
Petrus was an unbelievable player. He had a really good game yesterday.
Yeah, and I thought Blair come on, caused him some trouble, didn't give up, didn't back down.
The more that he plays, the better he'll be.
Yeah, he excites me, Blair.
He just needs a little bit more time to get that match fitness going.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a hell of a player, and he did brilliantly for the goal as well. To be on the floor and just there was no moaning at the ref or anything. He just got on with it.
He scooped it out.
And then went to Swift, whose shot was blocked, and then Seggers does what Seggers does, which is somehow squeeze the ball in a position you didn't expect him to score in. But
yeah, you'd be annoyed if you're the keeper being beaten in their post.
Yeah, but he hit that trust me, I'd been fuming. But he hit that with so much force, I think it just surprised the keeper. But yeah, I would have been fucking fuming.
Do you think there was that penalty shout, wasn't it, where Bishop was kind of went to the floor?
No, it weren't a penalty. It kind of reminded me a bit of Paul and that West Brom striker. And
yeah,
I can't say it was never a foul, and then moan with Bishop. But also, I thought if it was a penalty, it started outside the box. Bishop did the typical thing of I'm going to get in the box and just go down as soon as I get in there. And also, but the one thing I don't understand is how it was a free kick to them, because it was either a nothing or to us.
That was I don't know how he. Again, I don't think
unless he did it for diving. I don't know.
No,
he never did the
didn't
diving
book him
signal.
though, did he?
No. So it was that was the annoying part of, well, it's definitely not a free kick to them, ref. I don't mind it not being a penalty, because I generally don't think it was, but it definitely wasn't a free kick to them. So, but yeah, it's just one of them. You just sort of hope. I just want to feel a bit, a bit bouncing coming away from the ground, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, especially at home. Whenever you drop points at home, you're going to be a bit pissed off, and especially to a team like Watford, who the fans aren't having the manager. Obviously, they took off Irankunda on the 33rd minute. Got a chance of you don't know what you're doing and you're getting sacked in the morning, which is quite funny to hear. But
to be fair,
but really, the manager got the last laugh, because the guy that they brought on got a goal and an assist, and the subs he made at half time as well also made a difference. So
fair play to him.
yeah, he's to admit that you got it wrong, because obviously they started with two up front and it went to a four with two wingers instead. I think that he did well to change it and admitted he got it wrong without leaving it too late. And at the end of the day, that's what made the difference. It was just the first goal, obviously, from our kickoff to concede 27 seconds into the second half, just fucking embarrassing. It's just totally embarrassing.
Oh, it's just Paul from Swift, wasn't it? It just
Swift gets it caught under his feet, which he seems to do a lot. And then everyone's kind of all of our players are ready for attacking, because Swift's got it. And then it's a easy ball. He runs down the wing, and then Vata crosses it. Dazelle, for some reason, is with loser, but Dazelle just stops, and I don't know why he stops. He just stops tracking. He gets to the edge of the penalty box and goes, fuck it, I can't be asked now. But if he carried on, he probably would have been there with loser, and loser was free.
Yeah, and I think Knight had a bit of a go at Dazelle.
Yeah,
Didn't he?
and deservedly so, because he's just let his man go. And then the second one, again, Dazelle was involved. Him and Ogilvie were just ball watching and kind of going, "Are you going to go for that, mate, or shall I?" Oh, well, it's too late now.
It wasn't Dazelle's best game.
No, it wasn't, and I'm not trying to single him out, but
oh God, no! I mean, he's my boy. He did not have a good game.
He's got credit in the bank, but he is partly responsible. He had an input in both goals. And when you've got they neither Ogilvie or Dazelle knew what they were doing, They didn't know whether to go for the ball or not. They didn't know which player to pick up, whether to pick up Sissoko or Petrus. I feel like Bursic could have done better.
He initially saved it with his leg, didn't he?
Yeah,
So
but
I don't know what else he could have done.
Not let it go through.
I thought he did not well, but I don't really.
I feel like
From a goalie perspective,
if that was Killip, we'd have heard a lot more.
No, it's one of them. What else more can he do? He saved with his leg, and it just unfortunately it just hit the Watford player, didn't it? It just literally hit him
did,
and
yeah.
went in.
It just hit him.
I mean, it's any other time. If he'd done that and there was no player there and we got rid of it, you would have gone, oh, good save, doing. He stood up on his feet. He did the right thing. He didn't dive. He didn't make it easy. You know, he looks. For me, he looks. He's a lot. He doesn't scare me like Killip did. His kicking's better. He doesn't do theatrical diving. You know what I mean?
No,
He's
I
what
just think he could have. I thought he could have done a little bit better with it. Not again. It's not totally his fault.
Maybe, but it's hard when the player quite close up blasting out your leg. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought he did well.
It's one of the goals that we kind of conceded last season, where there's no specific person to blame. It's just an accumulation of so many errors from lots of people that leads to us conceding.
Not the finish of Michael Smith's goal for Sheffield Wednesday.
That kind of goal, no one could do anything about that. That's just out of this world class strike.
But the build up to that, there was. Do you remember? We pressed, but not everyone did, and then Dazelle and Potts didn't run back, and one of them should have been marking Smith, and if they were, it was just like if all that had happened, that goal never would have happened. But I suppose you could pick apart every goal if you really wanted to.
Yeah, probably.
For me, I don't know about you. I think I said it last week. Ogilvy is a different player without Murphy.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like Dazelle was different as well because of Swift.
Yeah.
Like Swift wasn't being as a number 10. He was kind of dropping in and he was getting in Dazelle's way a lot.
Yeah.
It did work. We kind of play as a 1-1-1 almost. You've got Pack as the sitter.
Yeah.
Dazelle was the 8 with the box to box. Then you had Swift as the 10, but Swift was dropping too deep, and I think that's partly why Bishop struggled to get any service, was because we weren't set up to be a 4-3-3. We were set up to be a 4-2-3-1, but Swift was just dropping too deep, so there was no connection.
It baffles me the stick Bishop gets when he's like. I see people say he needs to do better, and it's like, what else can he do? The bloke fights for every ball. He's up there literally on his own. There's no one with him. He can't head it down to someone, or he's getting nothing given to him. Literally since Murphy's come out of the team, I don't think Bishop's been given a thing.
No, exactly.
And it's when I read I've seen people say, to not brought in another striker of Bishop's quality. What striker would have gone? Yeah, I'll come to you and sit on your bench.
It's the same situation. It's the same. I feel like we've had this conversation before, but it's the same. At Spurs when Harry Kane was there, it's like Spurs always needed a better second striker, but you're not going to get another Harry Kane to sit on the bench behind Harry Kane.
No,
it's not going to happen.
No, it's not, and it's the days of having loads of quality strikers are gone. We've talked about before when Man United years ago had your Cole, your York, your Sheringham, and your Solskjaer. That just would never happen these days. And the reason why that could happen was everyone had quality strikers. Like even the shit teams still had a quality striker. Look at us in the late 90s having people like John Aloisi and Steve Claridge. That just doesn't happen anymore. They're a dying breed, and we're lucky to have Bishop. But the bloke needs service. He can't score a goal if he's not given the ball. So I don't quite know what else where people say he needs to do more. What more can he do? What, you want him to drop deep, then not be in an attacking position, win the ball, run around 4 or 5 players and hit it top corner? Yeah, all right then. Like, wow, I don't get what more people want.
Yeah.
And this
If
is where I
if
said
he
in the
was
group,
getting a shit ton of service, then
and
you could.
listen, yeah, blame him.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You know, if he was having 4 or 5 shots a game and every shot missed, that's when you blame the striker. You can't blame the striker when he's getting no service. And I said it in the group chat the other day, and I'm going to say it now, and I really don't care if it ruffles people out the wrong way. I don't believe in football when people say everyone has an opinion. Not in football. If you don't know football, understand football, you should just shut up. Because people say things, and I'm like, you clearly never played football, even at like kid level. You got no idea about football at all. And people seem to always think that football's like Football Manager. Well, we need this, we just need to go and get it. It's not that simple.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's my rant.
Right, I told you there'd be one.
Yeah, no, you got me on it, didn't you? Right. Anything else you want to say about either of the 2 games, or should we move on to Middlesbrough?
Let's move on to Middlesbrough.
Right, Haz, if your voice can do it, have you got any stats for us?
Yeah, so obviously, as I said earlier, Middlesbrough are unbeaten in the league, top of the league, 18 points, won 5, drawn 3. Their last 5 starting from furthest back to closest. 1-0 win against Sheffield United, 2-2 draw against Preston, 2-1 win against West Brom, 1-1 draw away to Scum, and then a 0-0 draw at home to Stoke last time out, which would have been last night on Tuesday.
I think it was Tuesday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
What's their manager? Rob Edwards is their manager. Obviously, he came in the summer replacing Michael Carrick. A bit odd because they lost. I think they lost every game in pretty much. They lost every game in pre-season, and then they've come in and been unbeaten. They've got a good. They've got a good team, right? They play a 4-3-3. You've got Hayden Hackney, who's one of their own, good midfielder. Tommy Conway up front. He's got 2 goals and an assist so far. Ex-Scummer Matty Target at left back. Luke Ayling. You've got some players with some experience within that squad. And they probably deserve to be up and about where they are. Really, they've been kind of dwindling. They didn't quite get there under Michael Carrick, and I think some people were some of the Borough fans were a bit not uneased, but a bit unsure about Rob Edwards. But
I would say though, looking at the results you called out. So they beat Millwall away, which Millwall are horrendous or at home at the moment. They beat Norwich away, which again, I find Norwich against us very good away from home, very poor at home. Then they beat Sheffield United at the point where I reckon a League 2 team could probably beat Sheffield United. Preston, they drew away. Probably West Brom at home is probably their most impressive win so far. They drew with Scum, which we did, and then they drew with Stoke. I'm wondering if I don't think other than West Brom they've really had any proper games, if that makes sense. Like they're up there obviously on merit at the moment, but I wouldn't be shocked if they dropped off.
no, they probably will. But I don't think they'll come in the top 2, but they might end up in the playoffs.
I think there were a lot of people's like teams the opposite to a dark horse. What do you call it? Like
shit horse.
yeah, like who's going to be like the letdown of the season? Who's
Underwhelming team.
that's it. Like who's going to be the underwhelming team of the season? And a lot of people went Middlesbrough, so making people eat their words at the moment. I'll be more worried about Coventry.
Well, yeah. Yeah, referee is Anthony Backhouse. He has reffed us 8 times.
Oof.
Before, only once. Well, he reffed us once last season away to Hull in a 1-1 draw. He then reffed us again once away in our title-winning season away to Bolton. So, last 2 results have been 1-1 draws. He hasn't actually reffed us at Fratton Park yet. So,
Wait, so all 8 games have been away?
yes. Scunthorpe, Harrogate, Walsall, Rotherham, Sheffield Wednesdays, Fleetwood, Bolton, and Hull.
Which Sheffield Wednesday?
The 4-1.
All right, not the dodgy 3-3 when who was it? Skylar got kicked in the head and the ref decided there was nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, not that one.
That's all right then. What's his yellow cards like?
Not very high. I'll have a quick look at this season's yellow cards. Hang on. So far, he's got a bit more card happy. He's reffed 4 championship games and given out 23 yellow cards.
Yeah.
But no reds though.
Won't be putting that in my bet builder then. Right. We don't know Daz's prediction, do we?
No.
Yeah, but that's it, is he? So we're gonna have to make sure that before
he forfeits it.
Yeah, fuck him. He's top. He forfeited it. Speaking of it, did I have Segasic down for this game or the Ipswich game? I can't remember.
You had him for the Watford game, so you get 2 points for that.
And I think you got a point because you had Ipswich to win, didn't you? If only you went 2-1 instead of 3.
No, no. Yeah, I did. So I got a point for that, didn't I?
So I'm assuming no one's moved, but Daz hasn't gained. We're gaining on Daz.
Yeah, so now I'm still bottom on 5. You're on 7. Daz is on 10.
Yeah, he's definitely disqualified. Right, I'll let you go first. Actually, do you know what? Before we do our predictions of results, let's just say Murphy's not fit. Who would your 11 be tomorrow?
Well, keepers Bersic, Ogilvy, Knight, Paul. Don't care about right back.
Who would you go for? Just to humour me.
I'd give Terry Devlin a go.
I knew you were going to say that.
Or William. I wouldn't mind if William stayed in. He didn't particularly do anything wrong.
Yeah, I'd probably go with it. So at the moment I'm with you, but with Williams.
I think you go Pack and Dazelle.
Yeah.
Then Yang on the left, Chaplin in the middle, Segachich on the right, and probably Bishop up front.
Yeah. And if it's one of them where Chaplin and Seggers need to maybe swap around a little bit more than what they have.
Yeah, but then obviously you'll have Blair on the bench that can hope. He's had half an hour into his legs. He should be able to play a bit more, maybe, or with at least a bit more intensity.
Yeah, I'd like to get Blair back on.
It'd be nice to also see Chart. It would also nice to see Mackenzie Kirk on the bench.
Yeah,
if he's fit, just to give us an extra option.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty much on the same page as you.
I wouldn't be against Koznovsky getting some minutes at some point as well.
Yes, I still find it baffling he wasn't the one to start in the 10.
Yeah, no, I know.
But there you go. Right, it's done now, isn't it? So, right, has scorer and your result, unless you got no scorer for Pompey.
Well, no, I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw, which I know it's dropping more points at home, but I don't think it's necessarily an awful point.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Bearing in mind they're unbeaten top of the league.
Yeah, draws are always one of them where context is key, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it's like a derby 2-2 draw, you take it. You want that, you take it. If it's like last night's 2-2 draw, it's a bit.
Yeah. And my goal scorer will be Chaplin because he's got to score at some point.
Yeah, it's a good shout. But you're silly. You're very silly because you know what happens when Bishop gets slated.
Well, we got slated before Watford and didn't score, so.
Yeah, but we didn't have our pod. That's how. Every time he gets slated and we have a pod, I'll go Bishop and he scores. Bishop is going to score.
So what's your score prediction then?
I've been wondering because last season I mainly won this through just getting the goal scorer right and not really getting it. And I'm wondering if just jinxing the team and going for a loss, I'd rather sacrifice the points and hopefully that will, make us somehow not lose. Or do I just go with generally something a bit more positive? You know what? Fuck the point. I don't care about the points. I'll go for the goal scorer. I'm convinced Bishop's going to score. And if Pompey lose, I'll take the points. And if they don't lose, then I'm happy. So either way, it's a win-win for me. So I'm going to go 2-1 Borough.
Lovely. Miltos, if you're still there, do you want to give us your quick prediction for Middlesbrough?
I'm still here. And I'm gonna go with a 1-0 win, and I'm gonna say Colby Bishop as well because I also made a post last night regarding Bishop, and the usual people slating Bishop were very quick to come on the comment section and criticize Bishop. So I'd love nothing more than to see Bishop on the score sheet. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the next time Bishop scores will make him Pompey's top scorer in the 21st century. I think he will surpass. He's tied with Ronan Curtis, I think, at the moment.
That's correct,
And
yeah.
the next goal will put him clear of Curtis and make him the top scorer. So I'd love for that to happen and hopefully a win. It's a sort of game. It gives me like the Leeds at home vibes game where hopefully we can put on a good performance and who knows come out with something.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'd agree with that. And it's also a game where we're the underdogs, and
Yeah,
we always do better in that.
we
that
definitely do.
game against Watford, a game against Sheffield Wednesday, we'd have been probably against Watford slightly favourites, but everyone was expecting a win against Wednesday. No one was really expecting anything out of we were the underdogs against Scum, and we're the underdogs on Saturday. So it's probably a game where we'll get something because we always do better then.
Right. Anything else to say on the game this Saturday?
Just do something.
Just entertain us. Just get me out of my seat. Right. So let's go straight into Harry's Who Am I then, as
Yeah, I'm just getting it up. Hang on. Wasn't quite ready for it. There we go. Right. Clue number 1. My first European club was Ajax.
have we done Carney before?
Have we done who?
I can't remember if we've done Carney before, but I'm going to go Carney. Have we done Carney before?
No, we haven't. Clue number 2. I have played in 3 different continents. I do have the continents and the leagues, but you're not having them until you don't get it.
I love the way you said Tiller. They're not in case you might not, or confident I won't get it at all. 3 continents. It could be a player that's gone to America or out to Saudi. Maybe they're Australian or Africans. There are plenty of them. It's the Ajax. Trying to think of players who might have played for Ajax. Obviously, Kanu comes straight in your head. I don't know. I don't know. Did Benjani play there? Go on. Move on.
Clue number 3. I scored 3 goals in 154 appearances in my career.
Three, so it's a defender then, surely. Or saying that we've had so many bad strikers.
Even as a striker, if you've only scored 3 goals in your career, you might as well give up.
But still, we've had some shocking. So let's go defender. I'm gonna go in 2-footed into this being a defender. Ajax is the one. I wish Dad was here right now because I can back and forth. But the only other I can think of that might have played for Ajax, because if I remember rightly, we might have even. Did we get him on loan from Ajax, or did we get him on loan from Werder Bremen? Maybe it was Werder Bremen, not Ajax. I was thinking of Petri Passanen, but now I think about it, I think it was Werder Bremen we got him on loan from.
If I was you, I would guess for someone else.
Well, it's definitely not Petri Passanen then, no?
It's definitely not.
I'm sure he played for Ajax, but now I'm thinking about it, I think it is definitely Werder Bremen. I honestly don't know. Let's go for Quincy Owusu-Abayi. I generally don't know.
Right. So, do you want just the continents first before I give you the leagues, or do you want the leagues as well?
Go continents first.
Europe,
Yep.
Asia, Oceania.
Right. It could have been an Aussie. Is it an Aussie?
No comment.
Oh. Aidan Fox? Did he play for Ajax?
He was in their academy.
I need to go look at Petri Passanen now, because that's one.
So he went from the Australian Institute of Sport to Ajax, but he never actually played for them.
Fair enough. I remember him going to Asia. That's what made me think of him. But
yeah, so he played for Sanfrecce Hiroshima, which I apologise if I said that wrong.
yeah, funny enough, I've just looked at Petri Passanen, and he did play for Ajax. I was right, but obviously it wasn't him, so it didn't matter anyway. Right, very good. Then has any other business?
No, I don't think so. It's a short and sweet one this week.
It is a short and sweet one, which is good for your voice.
It is, yeah.
Obviously, without that, again, this every time Dads don't come on, they're short. It proves it's him not shutting up. That is why these go on and on and on. Also, obviously, we normally have Taskmaster. We normally have his blind rankings. So, they're your time fillers, aren't they? And without them, we're way early.
I can always do one more.
Go on then, do one more.
Little teaser, we'll do one more. All right then.
You don't have to twist my arm, mate, when it comes. I'd sit here all night and do them. Just do a whole episode on Harry's Who Am I?
I've only got 8 more left. I've got all the clues for. So I've got to get on with it.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go. Pick a number between 11 and 18.
Let's go 18. Fuck it. Let's do your last one. Done.
Right. I won the Supporters Player of the Season award in my first permanent season with Portsmouth.
The Supporters one, yeah?
Yeah.
Their first. That tells me they had more than one. So it's not like a Jamie O'Hara or someone like that. First full season. Stevanovic? Did he win it? I'll go Stevanovic.
I played with Paul Jones, Josh Murphy, and Ryan Alsop, but not at Pompey.
Murphy, Alsop, and I can never remember all 3 names. Who was the first one?
Paul Jones.
Paul Jones, that was it. Paul Jones, Murphy. See, with these ones, I'm like, I have to get this because the first clue is it narrows it right down. It's someone who's one player of the season.
Just a bit of pressure on you then.
I know. This is one where I will not be giving up. Just trying to think of more recent player of the seasons. So Paul Jones, Josh Murphy, and see, I can never remember 3 names. I don't know why.
Ryan Alsop.
Ryan Alsop, Josh Murphy, Paul Jones. Player of the season. Who's one player of the season? Their first season. Michael Doyle.
Now, if you don't get it with this clue, then you really shouldn't be on this podcast.
Whoa.
I am the player with the most appearances for Portsmouth in the 21st century with a 227.
I still don't fucking know. Most appearances. 200. Who's played the most? I don't know. I don't really ever think of appearances. Goals, yeah, but who has played the most appearances? In the 21st century, yeah?
Yeah.
200 games. That's a fucking lot, isn't it?
It is a lot.
We haven't had players that stick around that long. And they won the player of the season in their first season.
Their first permanent season.
The word permanent. Why am I being thick? I'm being really stupid now, and I know I am. Oh God, I can't even think who's been playing. All the ones I can think of have only been here 1 season. Or 2 seasons. I'm like, well, it can't be them. Oh, you fucking idiot. It's Sean Raggett, isn't it? Fuck's sake.
Jesus Christ.
It's because I was so determined this was going to be a Premier League player that once I started going, right, let's go nearer, and went backwards, I then remembered Shawnee.
I was like, there's no way he's not going to get that.
Because then I thought Linvoy must have played a lot of games, but then he was here for a few years before he won his first player of the season. So yeah. Oh God, I had a brain fart then, but at least I got it. Right, let's wrap it up then. So Middlesbrough the weekend. Let's just hope. Obviously, we hope for a win. I just really hope the boys turn up. I really hope Chaplin turns up. I hope Bishop gets a goal for more than one reason. It's going to click soon, and it has surely.
I think, it's got to, and I think the players that have kind of been on the fringes that are getting chances because of the injuries we've got, they're playing more minutes, they're getting in there more. So I think we're going to see a bit more of a consistent people like Yang and Leroux. Obviously, he's still going to be involved, even though Pack's come in and done really well over the last game and a half. I think you've got.
Speaking of Pack, actually, isn't it crazy that he was probably fourth, fifth, maybe even sixth choice centre mid, if you include Swift being part of it.
Wow.
That all of a sudden now he's in either one or two.
Yeah, I mean, at the minute he starts, he's in good form. And it's unfortunate on Leroux because I don't think Leroux did anything wrong, but Pack's doing a lot right at the minute, so he deserves to be starting.
Yeah, it's just goes to show how funny football can be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look at even a year ago with Norris, winning the league. I think he got in the team of the season, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's a bench warmer. Is he still at Wickham? I don't even know where he is.
I think so. I haven't paid attention to where he's gone.
No, so I mean, it's just how quickly football can move on. I generally thought we wouldn't really see Pack at all this year, let alone wanted him to play. Very bizarre. It just goes to show the likes of Blair and Yang. This is your chance to take your chances, and who knows? And Josh Knight comes in and does incredible. It'll be hard for Shotnessy to get back in the team.
And that right wing spot hasn't been nailed down yet.
No.
Even when Murphy's available, Murphy's obviously you're starting left winger.
Yeah.
But even with Chaplin, with Segachich, with Yang, with Bianchini,
Because Blair's more of a right winger, isn't
he? You've got 5 options now that can play there, and none of them have got that nailed down yet.
No.
So if Yang's really a right winger or left, he can do both. So you've got plenty of opportunity for someone to make that theirs.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
I think
mate.
as long as we just show a bit of fight and don't shit the bed like we did against Watford, where we just switched off, made stupid mistakes, and then that costs us. As long as we show some fight, show some desire, and just cut out the silly mistakes, because it's our own downfall, and it was last year, and we got to make sure we don't do it again. And then we'll be fine. We just got to get through this tough patch with these main players missing. We got to get these kind of fringe players, these bench players, to just get us through this next month or two, and then we'll be all right.
So next 4: Middlesbrough home, Leicester away, Coventry home, Stoke home. 3 of them at home.
You got to be getting 6 points at least.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think 6 points you would take any more. I think 4 wouldn't be a disaster. Just because of the teams you're going up against.
Yeah. I mean, if you can manage to get 2 wins out of that, I mean, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, and then anything more than 6, I think, If
You're
anyone's still
laughing.
moaning, then they should be banned from Bratton Park. Right, this time we're really going to go. Right. We'll see you next week to review the Borough game. And hopefully Daz will be back as well and we can take the piss out of him more. Right. I'll see you all later.